What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from A Connection TV here on YouTube, the one place on the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, definitely follow me on all social medias, Twitter and Instagram at A Connection TV. I'm sitting here wearing my cozy hoodie because I'm cozy in my skin. You can cop this hoodie on actvshop.com. Yeah, and let's get into it. I want to talk to you guys about season 39, episode 9, entitled Johnny Split or Banana Split. Yeah, Banana Split. We're going to talk about it. Now, what was interesting about this episode right off the rip was that there were so many storylines entwined into this episode that I did not know how things were going to go. Who was going to be in elimination? Who was not going to be in elimination? What was going to happen? What was not going to happen? And that was interesting and that was great for me, very entertaining for me, because when the challenge was over, there was like 40 minutes left until we got to the elimination. I was like, what are they about to show me the rest of this show leading up to the elimination? What is about to go down? Well, a lot has gone down. Let's talk about it. Big T is gone. She has gone home because she is a big threat, I guess. And now, Melissa is crying that her friend is gone. She is crying to Michelle and she is crying to Berna. And although Michelle does not necessarily consider Melissa to be a part of her alliance, because Melissa is having this mental breakdown of sorts, Michelle feels compelled to be there for her. And in my mind, I'm like, nah, I'm good on both sides, to be honest, because if I want you out, I want you to be mentally distraught. I want you to get out of here. Like, I want your head not to be in the game, because no matter what, I want you out. And on the flip side, because you want me out, I don't care what you have to say. Y'all are the reason why Big T is gone, so why am I talking to you anyway? Melissa feels like she has no one to go to except for James, Asaf, and Kylan, but that doesn't seem to work out in her favor when we get to the challenge. Horatio and Kylan are questioning their alliance and who they are running for. People don't like the fact that Kylan is team Melissa, and clearly his alliance wants Melissa out. People don't know where Horatio stands because he gets along with Zaza. And so there's just confusion. To be honest, it's very interesting how Michelle and Jay are running this game, and they're so sticking. Well, no, because I kind of understand, like, the last season they were ished on. And all of the veterans and all of the players banded against them to get them out. So I can see them running this game and making sure that no matter what, they're at the end. So I can respect that. I don't have a problem with it. Now that I'm thinking about it, I really don't have a problem with it. They're doing to them what was done to them. They're doing to others what was done to them. So it just makes sense. I get it. Mariah feels, I don't know if production is telling her, but she feels like it's going to be this huge thing when Johnny finds out, and she feels bad. And she's talking to Olivia, but Olivia is like, well, at the end of the day, if you were so easily able to go over to James, then Johnny is like a non-factor. So you really shouldn't care about him. And at the end of the day, I'm kind of like, dang, that's kind of cold. That's kind of cold, because now you're on the show that your playboy or plaything runs. You see what I'm saying? Like, Johnny is like the vet of all vets, the originals of all originals. And so it's interesting that you think that this is cute, pretty high end, or tempting, and no matter what, you're going to do it anyway. Y'all already know, like, all of the challengers communicate, they text each other, they're in each other's phones and all of that. And so why not think that this is not a smart move for you in your challenge career? Not saying that you got to sleep with this man in order to get to where you need to get to, but don't play this man on TV like that. That would not be cool. You know what I'm saying? At least for the new Johnny who has grown and evolved, and you're basically riding all of the veterans' coattails are being on the show. It would make me feel compelled to at least keep my vagina to myself off, on camera. You know what I'm saying? And then if James and Mariah are so real and thick in the thieves of things, that after the show, they can still communicate. She could properly, drop Johnny. and they can be a thing if this is really a thing. But I think Mariah is horny, James is horny, they're horny for each other. They both have fantastic bodies. So in this house, when you have all these beautiful people walking around and all these butts and all these things and the things and the things, you're gonna want to grab, you're gonna want to touch, you're gonna want to feel. And Mariah's wanting to get her feel, so she wants to feel on James. I hope it's worth it. I hope it's worth it. Then we get this moment of Melissa and Asaf talking, and the fact that they're riding together and that they're parents, and that's why they're riding together, because they're the parents in the house, and they need to protect each other, and Asaf will never say Melissa's name. And I'm like, okay, well, clearly this is something about to happen between them, because how often do we see Asaf we've seen Melissa the whole time, and no shade, Asaf has been in the camera, so really what's about to happen at this point? They're making this bro sis thing, but it's not going to hold any weight at the end of the day. At least this is what I'm feeling. It's not going to hold any weight at all. Although you're kind of told that because Asaf gets in the post-confessional. He's like, well, I got to do what I got to do. And she doesn't know that I'm running with this major alliance. And who knows what's going to happen next. It is what it is. There are some beautifully, insanely good-looking people on this show. Asaf has an amazing body. Melissa is like head to toe gorgeous. Kylan, forget about it. Nerese, forget about it. Like, there are some gorgeous. Mariah, I'm not that hot into her face, but her body is off the chain. Same thing with James. Like, his face ain't giving all that, but the body, the body be bodying. There's some beautiful people in this show. Colleen and Emmanuel get a story, and they're feeling each other. I don't take it as they're feeling each other. I just take it like they're having a conversation, right? And Colleen is like getting the vibes, but I'm just like, I'm just watching a conversation on the screen. Then in the very next scene, we see all these girls cackling like some hens about the fact that Colleen is running after Emmanuel, but Olivia wants Emmanuel, Raven wants Emmanuel, or Emmanuel wants Olivia and Raven. And all the girls are like, ha, 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 I wonder who's going to get him first. Ha, 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 y'all are looking silly, or whatever the case may be. I guess that's what people do. I don't know. I've never really done that. Like, I've never been like, ha, 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 I want this person, and been like, ha, 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 with the people that want them too. Like, no, I'm a Leo, so I'm territorial. Like, I don't want you to want the person that I want, and then I'm going to think that it's hot that we all going for what? I'm not doing that. No thanks. At this point, watching the show, it's kind of hard to figure out who is going to be the victim, who is going to be eliminated, who is going to be the victor. But we get to the challenge, and it's like an obstacle 3-part race kind of thingamajiggy called, what is it called? Doomsticks. And I'm interested. But here's the thing. There's 7 teams of 2, except for the team that has 3. And automatically I'm like, this is not okay. This does not make sense. Like what? Like, in my mind, I'm like, no, this is not cool. Like, one person has to be sacrificed and like exempt from playing the game and exempt from voting and exempt from going in elimination, because this has to be fair. And I felt like the hat should have been, the name should have been pulled out of the hat who was going to be the exempt one, because a 3-person team running this obstacle course clearly are supposed to win, and they clearly do. And it's so crazy to me that Asaf, Raven, and Zara, or Zaza, whatever her name is, they're like, especially Asaf, he's doing backflips and jumping up and down like, oh my God, he won. Mind you, it was his first time winning, but it was the 3rd time for the girls. And I'm like, okay, I get that y'all are happy that y'all won, but y'all won off a technicality. Y'all had one more person in your team to make it work, and y'all won all 3 laps. So I'm not understanding why we're jumping up for joy. Like, oh my God, like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe the girls, because they felt like they were threatened, but Asaf doing backflips, like, bro, you had 2 other chicks with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was corny how they was going after Kylan and Michelle. I thought that was corny. And I thought it was corny after how they was going after Horacio, because at the end of the day, Kylan is my man. Like, he may not believe it, and y'all may not believe it, but he my man. So, I'm like Melissa in this situation. I'm Melissa in this situation, because Kylan is fine. What? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And he be like liking my stuff when I be liking his stuff. But the moment of all moments on this particular episode is when Kylan pulls pulls a big brother move that he did to Xavier, but he does it to Asaf, and it was sickening. And the reason why it was so hot to me was because not only did Kylan not give a damn, not only was Kylan like right behind this dude saying what he was saying, but Kylan said it with his chest high and then told what he said to Asaf. Asaf said, he was like, make me. I want to see you do it. No, I was talking to you. No, I was talking like Kylan did not back down. Kylan didn't feel soft. Kylan didn't run with his tail behind his legs, like between his legs. Kylan was stood up in the paint and was like, "What you finna do?" Now in my mind, it would have been crazy because Asaf looked like he's strong. You know what I mean? Like, Asaf look like he's strong. I don't know how strong Kylan is. I ain't never seen Kylan wrestle. Kylan ain't do no pole thing yet. We don't know how strong Kylan is, but we know Kylan ain't a pump. So when Kylan, because that big brother episode, that big brother episode, when Kylan said what he said about Xavier, and he went up in Xavier's face and said, like this, and Kylan ain't back down. He did the same thing to Asaf, and Asaf was going, "Oh, don't talk about my mother. Don't talk about my mother." And in my mind, I'm like, he was so caught off guard that somebody was sticking up for Melissa, one. And not only was Kylan sticking up for Melissa, but Kylan called Asaf out. Because all the episodes and footage that we see, Asaf is like, "Oh, I got your back. We parents. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Your name is never going to come out of my mouth." But Melissa's name does come out of your mouth. And it's not cool. Like, you should never make empty promises, especially in the challenge. But Kylan checked him on that. And it was what it was. And he said, "Make me." Asaf didn't make him. Asaf didn't make him. But see, here's the thing. But I kind of feel like I'm amazed. I feel good about what Kylan did, stood up for his chick. But I also am like not Team Melissa because we didn't see no footage of Melissa apologizing to Raven, like sincerely apologizing to Raven for throwing a drink in the face. And for me, like not seeing it didn't happen. Like I feel like the producers should definitely show things like that because the fact that she got away with it, she's still in the game. It's like it's a done deal. Ain't nobody caring about it no more except for Raven, which is great because I felt that it was so sweet that Raven won and Raven got her revenge on Melissa for throwing that drink in her face. Like, how are we sitting here rewarding this broad for being violent? Now, she didn't struck me with I didn't get hit with the glass. She didn't hit me with her hands, but she disrespected me, period. And she should have went home. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we still letting this broad run up on these. Nah, she going in, period. And I like the fact that Raven held her own because Berna didn't want to throw her in and Asaf didn't want to throw her in. Raven like, no. How would y'all feel if some broad throw something? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Team Raven in this particular situation, even though I'm, mad that, Daddy had his girl go away. But now I can just focus on him and he can focus on me. So shout out to Raven for getting the broad out. But I'm just saying, like, that was hot. I like that whole scenario. That whole scenario was hot. But I was so confused afterward because in my mind, I'm like, ain't no way in hell that's all they did to each other. That's all they said to each other. Now they not. Now they're not talking to each other no more. We don't get the rest. We don't get the aftermath. Because you mean to tell me that Asaf was all that gung-ho up on the turf, but then when we get to the house, he ain't having no conversation with the Kylan? And then we go from there to the club, and there's no conversation with Kylan and Asaf, but now Asaf is talking to Melissa. But I think the gag is that Kylan was talking to one of the producers because who Kylan was talking to at the bar was not a castmate. Like, I don't know who that was. In my mind, it wasn't no castmate. It was somebody different. It felt like somebody different. In my mind, I remember seeing somebody different. So I'm thinking that the producers like Kylan, just let them have their conversation. Don't intervene. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know who that was sitting right there next to Melissa when Melissa was talking to Asaf. And I felt like Melissa was about to throw another drink. Now, to be quite honest, like, we should be giving people the glory to do these kinds of things that's happening. Because I saw the video of Jonathan Major's ex-girlfriend, Jabari, running blocks and blocks and blocks after him. And this man running for his life, for his dead life, after, away from this white woman. And this white woman gonna sit here and run after him for blocks and blocks and blocks. Like, what are we talking about? And so here we are again. This white woman gonna sit here, and I'm in my mind, she about to throw another drink because she got away with it once. Now she about to get away with it again. But she didn't throw a drink. Maybe because it's a dude. I don't know. Maybe because Kylan said something beforehand. I don't know. Maybe because the producer said something. I don't know. But Melissa's still digging in that ass though. And Melissa was right. Like how you win, and I come up to you and I say, if it's girls elimination, don't call my name. We both parents, and you swear off on that. Melissa was right to feel the way that she needed to feel. She got burned, but Raven was right for throwing her ass back in the paint because you shouldn't have did that. Colleen's name is being thrown around in the paint to go against, Melissa or whatever. And James is telling Mariah that he's going to have to go against this alliance eventually because he doesn't think that the alliance is going to have her back right away, like 100%. I don't know about y'all, but the way that James is talking to Mariah is kind of fishy to me. Like he is kind of like demanding and barking at her. At least that's how it's coming across. Did y'all feel that way? It felt like he was downplaying her, like telling her like this is what you need to do and da 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 and this that and the third. And I'm like, he do seem kind of brutish, like you know what I'm saying? But so does Mariah, so I don't know. Maybe she like that. I don't know. Am I the only one? Then we get past that, and then we get back to the house, and then Kylan get his butt rubbed by Melissa. Now, Melissa about to get slapped. Because first of all, I don't know why she threw the drink in my girl Raven face. I feel like me and Raven would be cool as hell. I feel like we'd be cool as hell. But Melissa got a problem grabbing on my man's ass. Because Kylan and me and my dreams, like, that's us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to be walking up the steps grabbing his ass. You know what I'm saying? Not Melissa. I'm like, what the hell? Who does she think she is? Lucky broad. But anyway, she going into elimination and she about to get gone. Colleen starts crying over, what's the boy named? Emmanuel, Dracula. And in my mind, I'm like, girl, why are you crying over him? But then she say that he had me feeling all of these feelings for him. And I'm like, that is, first of all, I don't know how old these people are, but ain't no way in hell you're going to sit here over 25 talking about that somebody gave you these feelings to feel. No, you established these feelings that you were feeling. You know what I'm saying? Now, he may have aided in you to believe that what y'all were doing physically and verbally meant something, but there's two problems to this, Colleen. Even though y'all was effing or doing whatever y'all was doing, he told you to his face that he did not want to do that on the cameras because he has a girlfriend at home. So how serious are you thinking that this situation that you got with this Dracula dude is going to be any kind of like reality? Everybody know this man got a chick at home and you saying boinking him? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, or maybe she see that Mariah doing it to Johnny, but Mariah and Johnny aren't even like a thing. They were becoming a thing. You know what I'm saying? If anybody should be crying, and I guess he was, it should be Bananas, not Colleen. He making me feel all these feelings. But that boy ain't make you feel nothing. You made yourself feel that. Life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you react to it. Your reaction is clear in the paint, baby. That man ain't thinking about nothing about you at all. He's sitting there watching, I guess they was watching some kind of movie or something, had Raven in one arm and Olivia in the other. I don't share no meat like that. I don't share nothing like that. But that's just me, though. That's just me. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that Colleen had a reason to cry? I don't. Corey starts bringing up the fact that, well, Corey, Jay, and a couple other people are having conversations. The women seem to be moving the needle at this whole thing. But anyways, they start having this conversation about the name of Mariah coming up because Mariah is playing both sides. Even Colleen is starting to think that Mariah's name need to come up because Mariah is playing both sides. And in my mind, she's like, oh, I've been defending y'all. Who's she been defending? Because to be honest, she hasn't been in a position to really defend anybody or to have the power to really save anybody. So I don't know who she's been defending because she's clearly not Team USA. Or is she? I'm confused at this point because all Team USA want her gone. You know what I'm saying? And then they feel bad if they choose Mariah. So clearly she ain't Team USA. So who is she saving? Whose side is she on? I'm so confused by that. It didn't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It didn't make sense to me. But we get to the liberation. And it goes quite smoothly. No one has this big, huge, like no one does this big, huge speech or whatever. Oh, you can send me home. I'm ready to go home. Or do you got a problem with me? Do you got a problem with me? Do you like Chauncey? Like what? Nobody's doing that. They have a civilized conversation. And the only person that says Mariah's name is Emmanuel. That's the only person that says Mariah's name. Colleen tried to push the needle, but she didn't push it. And everybody say Colleen. So Colleen and Melissa go into the paint. They go into the paint, and then we get into the situation where we get Tori coming out. Now, I don't know why. TJ felt compelled to say that she's one of the top challengers of all time. Like, I thought he was going to bring out Laurel or Cara Maria, somebody that's been in the paint for a minute. Tori, 9 challenges, been to 6 finals. That's cute, but she only won once. You know what I'm saying? Like, he gave homegirl all that Zaz or Chaz, whatever her name is, or loser, all that glow, and she got beat out by Big T. I like Tori. I think she's cool. I don't like how she handled the situation with Jordan and was getting it in with Fessy. That was a bit messy for me. But then she kind of came back around and, proved herself, and she won with Devin of all people. So I'm kind of like, I like Tori, but she could be at bay. But to say da-da-da-da of all time and we amp her up all like this, she need to have at least 3 or more wins. Like, if you giving somebody all that, you could give Jordan all that. You give CT all that. You could give Bananas all that. Like, you could give all the men all that. Cara Maria, I don't remember how many she won. And Laura, I don't remember how many she won. But don't give somebody that won once or twice any of what he was. Like, he was really amping her up. Anyway, Tori come out. And the gag is, this is why you can't fool around with one of the original vets of this freaking show. The one that this show is built off of Johnny's back. So you mean to tell me that you thought you was going to be sneaking around Blink and James and was no cameraman, was no producer, was nobody going to tell Johnny? What you mean to think that you think that Johnny don't have these people's numbers? Don't have these people's numbers, addresses, and socials? You think Johnny is not at holiday skipping with these peoples? You know what I'm saying? The only reason why Johnny was not on this is because it's about y'all. And so Tori comes in and she like, Mariah, what's good? Like, why are you doing that? It broke his heart. You broke his heart, broke it in 2. Come on, like, keep your head in the game. What's going on? And that had them gag, baby. That had them gag. James looking like, you're your own woman. You can do whatever you want to do. Like, and it's going to be all right. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can still win the game. Mariah's like, it's not about the game. It's just, I didn't want to hurt him. Girl, it's too late. When you knew that there would be a potential problem, you should stop then. You shouldn't even address it because you knew it would have been a potential problem. Clearly it was. And Tori had her front back and she called you out. And it was what it was. That would have been the gag. Now, if Tori would have grabbed the chaos mace or the menace mace, whatever it's called, and she would have caught Mariah down, that would have ate. She would have been Mariah. That would have been TV gold. I felt like the producer should have told Tori which one to pick. Leave Melissa, troublemaker, and Colleen in the show, and call Mariah down. That would have ate. That would have ate. Because she would have ate Mariah up. But, unfortunately, that's not how it goes, I guess. I guess they don't really tell the veterans, what thing to pick. Anyways, leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought about that. I mean, this is the juiciest, the zazziest I've been on any of these episodes because, to be quite honest, the challenge has been boring. But this was a great episode. Corey kept his mouth closed. And I got to see Kylan get his butt rubbed on. And Melissa went home for throwing a drink on my girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Raven was like, nah, she gotta go. I'm with it. Anyway, leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought. Doses.